It's now time for a KBRF video sports streaming presentation. Today's game is brought to you by the Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show. Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeout. Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard. Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups. Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game. The Viking Cafe and the Viking Cafe keys to the game. Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapies Incorporated. Fergus Falls Monument. Otter Tail Coaches. Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's. FM Bank. Service Food. Ugstead Plumbing and Heating. Splash Express. American Legion Post number 30 of Fergus Falls. Lake Country Graphics. LB Homes. And by Running Stitches Embroidery. Now let's head out for the pregame.
It's time for some Otter hockey. Girls Otter hockey today. That's Center Line St. Fergus now out. Been a busy stretch here as the Otter boys in the state tournament last night, losing to Orono 36-14. Hillcrest is still going, excited for them in Fergus Falls, but it's hockey time. It's hard to believe we're at that time of the year already. Mark Johnson with you again. Thanks for tuning in on 977 and also streaming on the Fergus Now app. Go to YouTube and search KBRF. Our pregame show continues, and it is a new year for the Lady Otters, who finished losing in the Consolation Championship last year in a tough one to this very Marshall Tiger team. They lost to Marshall early in the year 4-2 and then played them the very last game of the year. And so they start out with them this year, and this is a good Marshall team. They just come off a 7-0 win over Wilmer, and that was last night. They return a lot of firepower. The Otters return firepower as well and a lot of experience. The Otters are without 3 players, 2 players that moved up to Moorhead and are playing up there, and also 1 player that moved down south. So we're missing a couple of components from last year's teams, but these girls are ready to go. And Tim Lill, 11 years, great job with the Otter hockey team. And I just want to give a shout out to Tim, 3 state tournaments. And I remember that victory down in Alexander. That was a huge one when we took down the Cardinals down in Wilmer, and then a couple of more state tournament bursts as well. But Isaac Vonstall is the new coach. And Isaac, no stranger to Fergus Falls, and Isaac is coaching this year along with Ellie Anderson, a product of our program, and also Justin Arneson. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with Otter head coach Isaac Vonstall. We'll get his thoughts on starting out as a coach and his thoughts on tonight's game. We'll come back after this break.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top-quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Lake Region Healthcare joins you in shouting loud, cheering strong, and jumping for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority at Lake Region Healthcare.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Ugstead Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Ugstead Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
For over 50 years, Otter Tail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Otter Tail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles to Quality Toyota to get a great deal, and we've done it 13 times.
Quality Toyota.
It's Otter Hockey tonight on Channel 977, also streamed on the Fergus Now app and on YouTube. Just search KBRF. I'm joined by first-year coach Isaac Vattenstall. And first of all, Isaac, congratulations on getting the job here, and you get a chance to coach the Lady Otters.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I think it was one of those things that came short notice right before the season, but it's been fun so far.
And, just thinking back here, coached Little 11 years, and the girls rock program, just all the different ones have poured into girls hockey. It's a good situation to step into, too, isn't it, with a lot of players and a lot of excitement.
Yeah, a lot of players, and there's a really good baseline, coming in. It didn't really seem like I had to do a lot of work, just more getting them to maybe a higher level and try to push them a little bit in ways maybe they haven't been pushed before, and they've really answered that call. It's been fun to be at practice, and now it's just fun to get to a game.
Now, thinking about starting the season, too, some of these girls just finished cross-country or volleyball or tennis or whatever, but it's coming quick, but it sure is good to get to a game, isn't it?
Oh, it's fun, yeah. I mean, there's so much extracurricular on top of just trying to get to the first game. But, just like with anything, when you have multi-sports and you're in small town, you really want them to focus on, where their feet are. Mm-hmm. And we really try to emphasize that early on when I first got announced as the coach. And it's just fun to be able to get here now, and now we can just focus on hockey.
Now, Marshall is a team that we played last year, but it's a different team. Both teams are different, but we lost them 3-2 in overtime in the consolation final down at the trio rink. But have the girls talked about that at all? Or, it'll be the seniors and some of the juniors and sophomores. Yeah,
they actually didn't bring anything up. But yesterday we were doing some, kind of chalk talk before they left to go down to the football game. And I just reminded them that they got their number twice, right, for season opener and then the last game, too. And I think the biggest thing, I sent them a message after that and just said, hey, it's really who showed up the last 2 weeks and who put in the work, because it's a new season, it's a new game. And I think we really put in the time and the hard work to be able to get to where we are now. It's just going to see who actually did that here the last 2 weeks.
Also, just wanting to think about the start of the year too. These games are super important. Last year, I'm not going to talk about the state tournament yet, but we're going to get there again. Okay, I'm just saying. But
that's right.
Every game is important, even if it's in a non-conference game or not a section game.
Yeah, no, it's very important, and I'll even break it down even further. Probably the biggest thing that we have been talking about is really trying to make sure that we focus on every shift. And we want to win every shift, and that's all we can do. All we can focus on is the process, and what we're going to be able to focus on is our effort, and that's it.
One last thing, our Viking Cafe, we're going to do this each game, and you asked me about questions. A couple keys to the game brought to you by the Viking Cafe. Just a couple things that you really want to focus on tonight against Marshall.
I would say the biggest thing is just winning our shift, keeping the play simple, and keeping our feet moving. We have a lot of speed on this team, and it's really exciting to hopefully bring that every single shift, every single period. And if we get some speed going and we get some things crashing to the net and getting some shots on net, I think we're going to have some really great opportunities.
All right, good luck, Isaac. Look forward to talking to you after the game.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Isaac Vattenstall, head coach of the Otters, come back after this break.
The Chevy Red Tag sales event has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. You can take advantage of savings of up to $10,000 on the Chevy Silverado or great financing offers like 2.9% APR for 72 months. Contact the sales team at Minnesota Motor Company for details. Customer must take delivery by December 1st. Chevy, together, let's drive. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Serving you
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Welcome back to the pregame show. It's the Otters and the Tigers. It's now time to talk about both these teams again this year, the returning players and such. The Otters returned their leading scorer in Hannah Johnson, 20 goals and 18 assists. Other returners, it's a strong company and complement of returners. Ashton Wohlers, 3 goals, 6 assists. Kinsey Zender, as a sophomore now, 1 goal and 5 assists. Avery Tonneson, 31 points, 15 goals, 16 assists. Aubrey Nelson, 7 goals and 3 assists. Maddie Brimhall, 26 points, 15 goals, 11 assists. Rachel DeBrito, 21 points, 10 goals, and 11 assists. Shea Katzenmeyer, 13 assists on the year. Katie Berggren, 4 goals and an assist. Brooke Searden, who is out tonight, she sprained her ACL, may be out for a couple of weeks, won't be playing here tonight, but she had 12 points last year. And Brindley Scholl, as a freshman, 7 points. The Marshall Tigers, they returned some firepower. Brooklyn Mock, 83 points last year, 48 goals, 35 assists. Peyton DeMuth with 44 points. And it's now time for our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups. For the Otters, they'll go like this. At D will be Rachel DeBrito. She's a senior. And then number 7, freshman Brindley Harris. And starting up front for the Otters, Hannah Johnson will center the first line. She's one of the captains along with Rachel DeBrito. And then Aubrey Nelson. So Aubrey's changed her number this year. She was 26 last year. She's 10 this year if you're watching the game. And then Maddie Brimhall. And Maddie is a junior. She wears number 12. And again, Isaac Vattenstall, the head coach. Justin Arneson, Elianish, the assistant coach. And Ella Sem is in goal tonight for the Otters. Again, the Otters last year 15, 13, and 1. And they look to get off to a good start. And again, we appreciate Nelson Auto Center and all of our sponsors of our broadcast, both streaming and on the radio. And again, shout out to the Otter football team last year who had a great season. And here come your starting lineups again for the Marshall Tigers. They'll go like this. Kestelut will start at 1D. She is a senior. And then number 21, Ava Colander. She played last year against the Otters and prior to that. And then Abby Foley. We didn't mention her a few minutes ago. 14 goals, 32 assists, and 46 points. And then number 16, Peyton DeMuth. She's a sophomore. She had 44 points last year. And centering the first line, Brooklyn Mock, 83 points, 48 goals, 35 assists. But in all due respect, sometimes their strength of schedule isn't quite, and I wouldn't say quite as fair as the Otters, but their Marshall is beefing up their schedule. And their goaltender played every game for them last year, Lily Stelter. She had a 1.78, a 908 save percentage, and 6 shutouts. Those are your Nelson Auto Center starting lineups. We'll take another break, and we'll come back, and we will drop the puck. Again, it's Otter Hockey tonight on Channel 977, also streaming on the Fergus Now app.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
What's your number?
We drove 5.2 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
Hey, we're back here and we're set to go here, and we look forward to this game. Again, winter season underway here for the Lady Otters. And again, some of these student athletes just finished up their other seasons, and we're set to go here. We're going to get a little different look. No, it's going to be Mock on the face-off here against Hannah Johnson, and we're playing hockey. The draw is won here by the Tigers. They'll send it up ice, battle along the near or far boards. Hannah Johnson will try to tap it forward after it defensively. Abby Foley near side, picked up by Brindley Harris. Now taken away and picked up here by Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey will send it deep, and the Otters get a change here. Staying on, though, is Maddie Brimhall. And here comes the Tigers up the left side. A little contact there with Brooklyn Mock. Picked up here now by Kinsey Zender. Into the corner. And what do we have here? A whistle. That must have been an offsides call. That was a really quiet whistle. I don't know what was quite transpiring there. So the face-off will be here at neutral ice. And here comes the line of Ashton Wohlers and Brindley Scholl. And also Avery Tonneson. Defensively, the Otters with Katzenmeyer and Kinsey Zender. It's played out to neutral ice. Retrieving it now is Kestelut. Sends it over the line. Picked up by Katzenmeyer. Katz rings it off the boards. Tries to get it out of the zone. Now the Otters clear the zone. Kestelut will go back after it. Bothered there. Nicely by Ashton Wohlers. Otters have good team speed. Up the right side now is Krogh, a 10th grader. Briel, Felton, Krogh behind the net. Katzenmeyer steals it away. Katz just really came on last year and as a junior and played some as a sophomore. Played big minutes for the Otters last year. Now it's played up along the near boards. Picked up by Kinsey Zender. Kinsey gives it off now to third line center Ella Dirkman. Dirkman has played some D. She's played some forward. Had a good season last year. Anna Semholt for the Otters as well. As is Katie Berggren. Puck played to the near side with it now is DeMuth. DeMuth in toward the goal. And a good defensive play by senior Rachel DeBrito. Gets it ahead to Berggren. Played out to neutral ice where Lucy Pearson is after it. Kept in nicely though by the Otters' Ella Dirkman. She wears number 14. Ella Semin goal for the... Oh, there's a clearing attempt where they tried to get it in front of the net. Went off one of the Marshall defenseman's skates. Brindley Harris, right side to DeBrito, but it's tapped out of there by Abby Foley. She's brought down by DeBrito. And the puck picked up by Mock, Brooklyn Mock, along the far boards. And they're going to call an interference call here on Fergus Falls. So we're going to have a penalty here on the Otters. And I think it's going to be on DeBrito. That was a late call, way away from the whistle. And so DeBrito with an interference call. Time of this penalty is going to be at 2 minutes and 14 seconds of the period. So Hannah Johnson and Avery Tonneson out to kill along with Shea Katzenmeyer and Kinsey Zender. Otters win the draw and they clear it. Send it the length of the ice. Good forecheck by Hannah Johnson. Down in the corner, or that was Tonneson. Hannah gets skates on it. They've gotten short-handed goals last year. Tonneson and Johnson tough on the penalty kill as his whole Otter team. Again, Zender and Katzenmeyer. Shot blocked partially by Hannah Johnson. Played over the corner, now behind the net. Side of the net in traffic. Shot there, right side of the net. Picked up by Katzenmeyer. Not quite out, though. Along the near boards. Katz will settle it down, try to clear it out. Kept in here by the Tigers. Otters on the penalty kill here. Over to the far side of Zender. Kinsey with a puck, loses an edge. Along the corner, Tigers with a puck behind the net. Still with it. They center it out front. Shot and a goal. A power play goal. A power play goal for the Marshall Tigers. As the Tigers score here, and it's going to be number 10, Elsie Dutz, with a goal. And it's a power play goal. Time of the goal is going to be 3:03 of the period. So a power play goal here for the Tigers. We'll get the assists on that in just a minute. Back at it here, Hannah Johnson against Brooklyn Mock. Those two faced off in the state tournament last year a number of times. Brianna Foley with the assists. Power play goal. Puck comes into the slot. Out high to the near side. Castellut sends it down the corner. Goes back into the corner there to Peyton DeMuth. Now picked up by DeBrito. Rachel tries to play it out, but it's kept in here by the Tigers. Good defensive play by Peyton Walden. Now Hannah Johnson will try to scoop it up along with Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey will send it in. Otters will get a change. Here comes Brindley Scholl and Ashton Wohlers. Good job by Wohlers and Scholl on the forecheck. Here's Brindley with the puck. Brindley, high slot area. Shot and a save made. Good job there. Stelter with a save. It is 1-0 Marshall on that Ellie Dutz goal. Again, that assist going to Brianna Foley on that one. Here's Ashton Wohlers on the draw. Against Peyton. No, pardon me, that was against Elsie Dutz back behind the net. We'll see how deep Marshall goes in this one. They played their top two lines a ton last year. Good play there by Avery Tonneson. Avery with a puck along the near boards. Keeps it alive. Tawny with a puck. Ashton Wohlers comes in to help. And away with the puck now is Krog. Krog with a centering pass to Dutz. And it's cleared out by Katzenmeyer, but kept in there by Krog. And now it's picked up by Shea Katzenmeyer. Here's Shea up the left side. She'll gain the zone and pitchfork it in. Otters will change. Here comes Sam and Ella Dirkman and Katie Berggren. 1-0 Marshall with a score here early in the first period. Puck sent in by DeBrito. Otters got to check back up. And now Rachel picks up the puck once again. Goes to Brindley Scholl, D-to-D. Or Harris, centering pass to Berggren. Katie plays it in over the line. Castellut is there behind the net. Tried to reverse it. Katie Berggren, hard on the puck in the corner, along with Sem. Sem comes out with it. Sem tried to center it out front. Berggren still buzzing behind the net. Good strong play by Katie Berggren. Katie tried to get it out to the point, but it comes onto the stick there, Peyton DeMuth. Now DeBrito will turn it back. Rachel sent it in. Katie will stay out. She and Ella Dirkman will go on the forecheck. Hannah Johnson comes into the corner, gets a stick on the puck. Now it's played back out to neutral. Puck now at neutral ice. And away with it comes Mock. Brooklyn Mock gains the zone, and she's going to be offsides. Peyton DeMuth snuck in a little bit early there. Get our Viking Cafe keys to the game brought to you by the Viking Cafe. And Coach Vattenstall says doing the simple things, keeping the game simple, and also just winning every shift. Our Viking Cafe keys to the game. Face-off won by the Otters. Sent off the boards. Brimhall pops out to Johnson. She'll tap it in over the line. Centering pass to DeMuth. Mock tried to get it. Otters back on the attack. Brimhall. She'll get it to settle down. She'll send it in, and Hannah Johnson will go on the forecheck. Icing when she's on the other side of the red line. We got instant replay now. We'll be able to look at some of these things. That was not a good call there. Brimmy was on this side of the red line. So Derek Sidian is our game side engineer, and he's loving and learning hockey. All right, here's Hannah Johnson on the draw here against Brooklyn Mock. And it's going to be controlled here by the Tigers, stepped along the boards. Now Hannah will pick it up behind the net. Trip behind the net. Brimhall will get it along the near board, sent out over the line. Aubrey Nelson will go off. Hannah will go on the forecheck. Here's Mock after it. Mock behind the net. Pass, good forecheck. Here comes Tonneson. Here's Avery. Avery now below the goal line. Tonneson wearing number 8 this year. Wore 42 last year. Tries to center it out front. And it pops out over the line. It's picked up by Ashlyn Wohlers. Near side to Brindley Harris. She makes a move. Good job by Harris. Where's number 7? And again, Brindley Harris, a freshman. And playing some big minutes here. Puck picked up by Ashlyn Wohlers. Tried to get it out to Katie Berggren. Brindley Scholl. Brindley. Where's number 41? Comes out to Kinsey Zender. She'll put one on net. That's cleared out of there by the defense. They hit the skates of Brooklyn Mock. Now behind the net with it now. Abby Foley. We're going to see Abby Foley, Brooklyn Mock, and DeMuth a lot tonight. Puck out to neutral. Here's Mock. Got a container. She's fast. Up the right side. Walking in. Shooting. And a nice save by Ella Sem. Let's get a replay on that. That was a nice play by Ella. She just covered up the 5-hole. And Mock coming up the right side. And Sem doing a good job there of taking care of business. So Anna Sem, Katie Berggren, and Ella Dirkman come out for Fergus Falls. And the Tigers are going to win the draw. It's going to come out to the point. Sent into the corner by Avery Kestelut. Picked up by DeBrito. Rachel trying to move it out along the boards. Rachel's played defense. She's played forward. And very unselfish player. She's got a really hard shot. Good quickness. Puck along the near boards. Now out to neutral ice. Katie Berggren trying to get after it here. Puck still at neutral ice. With it now is Krog. Krog over the line. Centers it. Berggren is there. Sends it over to the boards. Berggren clears it out to neutral ice. 9:27 to play in the first period. Otters trail 1-0. Centering pass. Dutz over the line. Elsa Dutz circles back out to the point. Shot there. Oh, it went off the skate of Harris, and it just about went to the far post. Played in by the Tigers. Now Harris will scoop it up. Good job by Brindley Harris. Harris will try to move it out of there, but a good stick that time by Brooklyn Mock. I'm going to start counting shifts here. I think they go every other shift, but we'll see. We have to play 51 minutes. Otters out to neutral. Kept in by the Tigers. Sent to the near side. Here's Mock with the puck. Still with it along the near boards. Down to the corner with it is DeMuth. Centering pass there for Foley. And here comes Maddie Brimhall. She'll get it over the line, and she'll send it in on net. Aubrey Nelson's going to come on. Puck to neutral ice. Over the line, and it's going to be an icing call here against the Marshall Tigers. So Tonneson, Brindley Scholl, and also Ashlyn Wohlers on for Fergus Falls. Otters do have good team speed. And Elsie Dutz is going to take the draw here. The draw is won by Fergus Falls. Comes out to the point. We tried to go D to D. Comes into the skates of DeBrito. Picked up there by Krog. Krog over the line. She's a sophomore. Good skater. Wears number 13. DeBrito works her against the wall. Krog still with the puck. Circles down below the goal line. And Brindley Harris with it now. Tried to get it over to Brindley Scholl. Tied up along the boards. Got to have tough sticks. Poke check that time by DeBrito. Ashlyn Wohlers tried to move it forward. Again, the Otters right now trail 1-0. Turnover. Here's Brindley Scholl walking in. Brindley with a shooting lane. Shot save made by Lily Stelter. Good opportunity there. First really grade A for the Otters. And here comes Krog. Brill Fenton Krog down in the corner. Try to play it back out to the point. Picked up by guess who? Brooklyn Mock. We should keep a stopwatch on the minutes here. Now it's picked up by defenseman number 21, Ava Colander. See a lot of number 21 as well. And the puck is iced there by the Tigers. And so they'll bring it back into the Tiger zone. And again, the first line for the Tigers out against the Otters. Third line, Anna Sem will take the draw against Mock here. Roll the dice. Maybe we can get a mismatch as well. They win the draw. They send it over the far side. Tigers along the far boards. Centering pass with it now is DeMuth. DeMuth down below the goal line. Still with the puck. DeMuth plays it over to Mock. Good defensive play by Anna Sem. Now Katie Berggren. Puck out to neutral ice. D-to-D it goes for the Marshall Tigers. Hannah Johnson is on. Brindley Scholl. Brindley Harris, pardon me. Two Brindleys on the Otter team here. Now here's Rachel DeBrito with it now. Rachel turns it over. It goes over to number 22, Foley. Foley with the puck behind the net. Tried to center it out front. Tapped out of there. Shot from the point. Save made. Cleared out of there by Fergus Falls. Kept in by Colander. Played down along the near boards. Good stick that time by Aubrey Nelson. Tigers are buzzing right here. Here's Mock with a puck over to the near side. Kestelut, shot there, tipped out of there by Harris. And now DeBrito will send it out to neutral ice. Otters needs to get some spacing here, kind of bunched up along the line. Over the line, Hannah Johnson working hard there. And here comes Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey with a nice move, but it's poke checked away, and Kestelut comes back the other direction. Out to neutral ice, stolen away, but picked up here now by Kroll. Kroll up the left side, outside the dot. Pulls it up along the boards. There's a shot in on Sem, and Ella will make the save. So 5:50 to play in the first period, 1-0. Marshall Tigers here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. And now Dutz will take the draw here off the faceoff. Back behind the net, picked up by Kinsey Zender. Ref gets in the way. He might get an assist if they score here. Centered out front over to the far side. Tigers with the puck now below the goal line. Skating around with it. Out of the point it goes to Pearson. There's a shot on. Loose rebound. Sem makes a glove save. The puck came out to her left, and then she was able to jump on top of that one. So Sem made the initial save, and then the puck was kept out of the goal mouth. That's the name of the game. So Anna Sem is on. They go every other shift with this top line. Here's Anna Sem against Brooklyn Mock. Mock wins the draw. Comes out to the point. They go D-to-D. Shot. Save made. Battle for the puck in the slot. Otters are going to come out with it. Here's Rachel DeBrito. Rachel gets her feet moving. She's got good speed. Comes over the line. Walks in. Rips one. And that was blocked nicely, though, by Pearson of the Tigers. And away with it now comes Foley. Here's a 2-on-2. Foley working there against Ella Dirkman. Foley now behind the goal line. Good job by Ella, just driving her wide and then sent back behind the net. Harris is there, sends it over to the far side. No wing is there. It's picked up here by the Tigers. Again, they run their first line every other shift. Comes out to the point to Mock, near side for Abby Foley. Abby Foley in the corner. DeMuth battling there. Foley comes up with a puck. Foley tries to center it out front. Good poke check. That time by Sem. And here's Katie Berggren. Katie will gain the zone. She'll wind up and crank one wide right of the net. And Hannah Johnson, Brimhall is on. Kenzie Zender for the Otters. Shea Katzenmeyer. Brimmy keeps it in. Hannah picks it up. Poke chopped out to neutral ice. Tapped over the far side. And here's Hannah with the puck. Over to Maddie Brimhall. Maddie will carry it up the left side. Maddie with the puck. Sends it to the corner. Well, number 12 is going. The Otters, she's really going. Here's Maddie. Curls. Fans on it. Tries to get it back. And Mock comes back the other direction. Here's Brooklyn Mock. And a great play there by, good job that time by Shea Katzenmeyer. Otters trying to move it out of the zone. Mock will get it back. Poke check there nicely by Aubrey Nelson. Here's Hannah Johnson with it out. Hannah will go for a skate. She'll get over the red line, dump it in. I think we're going to wear them down because they'll play that first line here every other shift. We'll see. And here comes the Marshall Tigers. Nice poke check done by Avery Tonneson. Out over the line with it now is Krog. Krog up the right side, leans in. Krog, shot on goal, save made. Rebound, shot again made by LSM. Ella's been good here. And here comes Avery Tonneson. She'll gain the line and go on the forecheck. Or to the far side. And they'll clear it to neutral ice. Here's Rachel DeBrito with it now. Rach with a puck. Near side for Harris. Tonneson after it. Avery will pick it up and go the other direction. She'll send it in to get a change. Anna Sem will go on the forecheck. Ella Dirkman on for the Otters. Puck out to neutral ice. They go rink-wide pass now. Abby Foley up the right side. Mock after it. Katzenmeyer will pick it up. Good job by Shea. Reverses it to Zender. Good job by Katzenmeyer and Zender. And the puck picked up now by Mock. She'll swing it near side to DeMuth. DeMuth will send it in. It'll roll back behind into the far corner. Goes behind goaltender LSM. Otters trying to move it out. It's picked up, kept in by Abby Foley. She'll lean into the slot now. Backhands it into the high slot area. Picked up by Brooklyn Mock. Where's number 15? Double teamed in the corner. Sends it out to the point. There's a shot through traffic, but Katzenmeyer will calmly pick the puck up and go for a skate. Here's Shea now at neutral ice. Sends it into the far corner. Johnson is on. Brimhall is on. And Aubrey Nelson. Puck to neutral. Headman pass. Comes to Krog. Krog up the right side. Backhand. Picked off. There by Tron. And the Otters are going to get a power play as Aubrey Nelson, affectionately known as Tron, draws a penalty. And so it'll be a power play opportunity here as Marshall goes to the box. And it's number 10, Elsie Dutz, goes to the box with a trip. Time of this penalty is at 15:13 of the period. The Otters get a power play. Nelson, Johnson, Brimhall, Katzenmeyer, and DeBrito. Face-off won by the Tigers. It's going to go to the corner, but good hustle by Brimhall. She'll battle in the corner. In comes Hannah Johnson, played along the boards. DeBrito will keep it in. Played behind goaltender Stelter. And cleared out to neutral. And here's Mock up the right side. DeBrito comes in. Mock walks in, leans in. Shot and a goal. It hit the stick. It's a shorthanded goal. As it hit LSM's stick. And it goes into the back of the net. And so a shorthanded goal for number 15, Brooklyn Mock. So a shorthanded goal for Mock, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Marshall Tigers. And here comes Avery Tonneson. Pearson with the assist. And Katzenmeyer will carry it in. Otters on the power play here. Katzenmeyer in the corner. Sends it through the slot. Ashton Wohlers is after it. And it's tapped out of there by Peyton DeMuth. Oh, and then Lindsay. Oh, boy, Kinsey Zender blew a tire. And then we had a breakaway by DeMuth. And here comes Avery Tonneson. She'll rip one, and Stelter will make the save. But a big save by Ella Sem. She's made a couple of big saves in this one. There was one there as well. So the Otters still have 1:03 on the power play. And Anna Sem, with 1:03 left, Anna Sem, Harris, DeBrito, Dirkman, and Katie Bergeron. Puck behind the net, played out to the near side. And it's played out of there by Brooklyn Mock. Puck picked up by DeBrito. Here's Rachel with it. Over to Anna Sem. Pops out to neutral. Picked up by Ella Dirkman. Ella Dirkman loses an edge. And then Harris didn't see that. Harris didn't see on the far side there that Ella Dirkman was offside, so the puck will come back out to neutral ice. So 36 seconds left in the power play. 36 seconds left in the one-man advantage here for the Otters. And we're set to go here. We got to get our power play set up here. Have not done so thus far. 20 seconds to go in the period. Down the corner, Aubrey Nelson. In comes Brimhall. Comes out, kept in by Katzenmeyer. Shea with it now. Walks in, sends one to the far corner. And that's going to be cleared, and that'll do it maybe. One more rush here on the power. That's an icing call. The Otters will start the second period with 13 seconds on the power play. Shots on goal in the period, 5 for Fergus Falls and 11 for Marshall. And the Tigers lead it here by a score of 2-0. We'll come back with our Minnesota Motor period break. After this break, it's the Otters and the Tigers on Channel 977, also streamed on the Fergus Now app or on the KBRF YouTube channel.
The 2025 model year closeout pricing has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have just a handful of new 2025 Chevy and Buick vehicles remaining, and all of them are at their lowest prices of the year. From the Chevy Blazer to the Buick Enclave, you won't want to miss out on these great deals. Contact the sales team for more information.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Yes, yep. Fergus Now app or KBRF on the YouTube. You go to YouTube, KBRF Radio. Yeah, yep. Hey, we're back here again. 2-0 is our score. Let's recap the scoring in the first half, or the first period of play. Again, our period break is brought to you by Minnesota Motor Company on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. So Marshall gets on the board at 3:03 of the period, and it's number 10, Ellie Dutz, with a goal assisted by number 18, Brianna Foley, and that was a power play goal. And Marshall gets a shorthanded goal from number 15, Brooklyn Mock, and that was assisted by number 25, Lucy Pearson. Shots on goal in the period, 11 for Marshall and 5 for Fergus Falls. So goaltender Stelter, Lily Stelter, who played every minute for Marshall last year, and she has been perfect in the first period. And goaltender Ella Sem in her varsity start here has stopped 9 of 11. And so the Otters will start the second period with a 13-second power play, but you can tell Marshall's played one game, first game here for the Otters. Again, the Otters trail by a score of 2-0. Going to tell you about Running Stitches. They're your local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. Running Stitches Embroidery. We'll take another break and come back with more on our Minnesota Motor period break.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Hey, we're back here in Marshall at Red Baron Arena. Have you ever had a Red Baron pizza? I know they're not sponsoring us, but they're awesome. So, yeah, Derek said he's not impressed by their sausage. Derek Sidian is here taking care of the engineering duties. But this is a very, very nice high school rink. They have seating on one side and on the back round side with a big glass viewing area. And also they have a big scoreboard and a big screen in the corner, all the bells and whistles. Yeah, and it's interesting, some North American Hockey League teams, the Kenai Brown Bears, who Rachel DeBrito brother's Michael paid for, they play like a month up in Alaska, and they come down here, and they played out of this rink for about a month, and we're kind of housed in the Twin Cities in different areas. But it's crazy how hockey is all over the place. But again, Fergus Falls with a 2-0 deficit here in the first period, and for some of these players, this is their first extended varsity action. And this is a good, very good Marshall team. They beat the Otters last year in that consolation championship game 3-2 in overtime, or was it 2 overtimes? I'm going to double check here, but it was really a battle at the Tria rink, and they return a lot of firepower, and they're much like, I'm not going to say they're a World, but they're much like World in the sense that they play their top line a lot. I mean, a lot. And you've heard me say number 15's name, Brooklyn Mock, probably more than anyone here tonight, but they play that line of Mock, DeMuth, and Foley just over and over and over. And I mean, it was successful last year with 23 wins, but you got to create some depth, and maybe we can wear them down a little bit here, but we shall see. Hey, again, one reminder that Running Stitches is your local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. Running Stitches Embroidery. Back with more on our Minnesota Motor Break after this break. Again, 2-0 Otters on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. Otters trail 2-0.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Hey, we're back here in Marshall at Red Baron Arena. Hey, just a little update on what's going on here as far as the broadcast coming up. Next Tuesday, the Otters will host Brainerd Little Falls, and Brainerd Little Falls coming to Fergus Falls to take on the Otters. That's a 7 o'clock start, 6:45 pregame show. And I believe Bob Roars is going to have the call of that game, as my father passed away early this morning, and lived in the Cambridge area, and at 92 years of age, big sports fan, listened to all our games, but went home to be with the Lord early this morning. So I have a funeral next Wednesday, and we'll be gone Tuesday for the visitation that night. So appreciate all the help in filling the gaps here during this time. But yeah, shout out to my mom tonight if she's listening, and both big listeners to Otters sports. But my dad passing away this morning. So again, this will be a tough one here, this second period. Again, the Otters got to generate some offense here. And again, only 5 shots on goal in that first period, and the Tigers put up 11 in that one. But upcoming games this week, we have the girls hockey game on 9/7/7 on Tuesday. And then Thursday, how about this? Pardon me. I just got an update from Derek Abrams. Thank you, Derek. And I know you sent that earlier, but I was traveling and didn't see it. But the Brainerd game was moved a couple weeks ago to January, so there's no game on Tuesday. Next home game is at home against Wilmer. So thank you so much, Derek, for your attentiveness to the schedule. I was driving today, and I saw that pop up, but the Brainerd game is been moved to next January, or to January. So, yeah. All right, so we got that all squared up. But we were talking about the upcoming broadcast schedule as well. And what a game last night. The Otters in the state quarterfinals, losing a tough one to a very good Orono team, 36-14. And then Hillcrest, wow, they played Mabel. And it was Mabel Canton, and they ended up winning 40-38, and they had to make a stop as Mabel was trying to tie it up on a 2-point conversion and did it, so they win 40-38. And they'll take on Kitson County Central in the state 9-man semifinals at U.S. Bank Stadium, and that will be with Jason Retzloff with the call of that one on KJ Country 96.5 FM. And then our next hockey broadcast would be against Wilmer on Thursday as well on Channel 977 as Wilmer comes to take on the Otters. We'll take another break and come back with more in our Minnesota Motor period break. In the score after one period of play, Marshall 2 and Fergus Falls nothing.
What's your number?
We drove 25 miles to get a great deal at Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
Where to eat the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Mark Johnson back with you as the Fergus Falls Otters trail here by a score of 2-0. And again, let's recap the scoring in this one thus far. It's 2 goals here for the Tigers, and it was number 10, Elsie Dutz with the first goal of the game, and that was assisted by Brianna Foley. And then a shorthanded goal by Marshall, and that was scored by Brooklyn Mock, assisted by Lucy Pearson. And again, 2-0. And again, the Otters are going to be just fine here. Again, first game of the year. And again, a lot of returners, but a lot of new places in big roles. And Ella Salmon goal, and sophomore Brindley Harris, or freshman Brindley Harris, getting a lot of ice time and action here too. And Ella Dirkman too, with some varsity experience, getting some big minutes here tonight as well. So that's what these games are for. That's why you play them, and just continue to develop more and more talent. Head coach Mike Donahue will get going on Monday with the Otter boys. Hard to believe that already. I keep saying that, but that's the truth. The Otter boys will start practice on Monday, Otter boys hockey team. And it's deer hunting tomorrow. So it's going to be a cool one. I think the deer will be moving. If it's too windy, they might be down. But I just might sleep in tomorrow. I'm just saying. Yeah. So that's what Derek Sidian said. I'll sleep in too. But sometimes I wake up so early, I might just grab a cup of coffee and grab a gun and go out and see if I can pop one. We'll see. But all right. So the officials are back out on the ice. Teams will be back out soon. We'll take one short break, and then we'll come back with a puck drop.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe, with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
For over 50 years, Ottertail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Ottertail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
Welcome back to Red Baron Arena in Marshall, right off of U.S. Highway 23. I was on 23 all the way from St. Cloud today, because I was in Cambridge at the funeral home with my mom and brothers, and then took 23 all the way across here. But a lot of good farmland out here, and this is really a beautiful rink. And, you know, these communities like this with new facilities like this, and they got a beautiful high school here, it really says a lot about the community, and I can see this Marshall program continuing to get better and better. And they made the state tournament last year, and so we're set to go. All right, Hannah Johnson will take the draw here against Brooklyn Mock. The Otters have 13 seconds left on the power play, and here Mock comes away with a face-off. Mock walking in, backhand, sent with a save, picked up by Aubrey Nelson. Here goes Aubrey Nelson up to left side. Aubrey will lean in. Tigers are back at full strength. Puck played in, high slot area. Hannah Johnson with a backhand. That missed wide left of the net. Hannah with the puck behind the net. Going to curl it out front. Aubrey Nelson. There's 2 quick shots on goal for the Otters. Here's Hannah with the puck. Wet ice, though. Out to DeBrito. Rachel rips one. That just sits the side of the net. It got a little netting, but it was a little wide right. Now Mock will catch that on her backhand. Right-handed shot. Now to number 22, Foley. Mock gets it back. Bothered there by Aubrey Nelson. Wet ice. I hate when they start the period with wet ice. It's just not right. Players can't stick handle. The puck stops. It's happening to Foley on her home rink. It's not my job to run the Zamboni. Now played back behind the net. Abby Foley over to the near side to Rachel DeBrito. Now Hannah Johnson. Hannah out to neutral if she can get after it here. Working there against Kestelut. She'll get off, though. Here's a line change. Headman pass. Rachel DeBrito is there. Shea Katzenmeyer good defensively. Puck pops out to neutral. Avery Tonneson is after it. And it's picked up there by Ava Colander. Goes D to D. Kenzie Zender to Brindley Scholl. Now to Avery Tonneson. Avery with good wheels. Down along the boards. Staying on the puck. I mean, I can see the glare of the ice in the corner. Kenzie Zender along the... No, that's Shea Katzenmeyer. Boy, she does a great job protecting the puck. Used to playing against her big brother. Comes out to the near side. Now Kenzie Zender was a brother on the varsity. Sends one left of the net. Good start here for the Lady Otters. A little more zone time. Puck behind the net. Tigers trying to move it out of their own end. Ashton Wohlers with a good stick there. Popped out to neutral ice. Onto the stick there of Brielle Felton-Krogh. Felton-Krogh pulls it up along the boards. And here come the Tigers. Comes in on goal and a backhand. And a weak shot there and a save. It slid off the stick of Brianna Foley. And with a face-off here in the Fergus Falls defensive zone. 2-0. And now they'll do the same thing. They'll bring their first line out against our third line. They'll display every other line. As Mock will take the draw against Anna Sem. Now the puck picked up here by Harris. Brindley Harris to Katie Berggren. A little too far for her. Out to neutral. Katie Berggren will play it over the line. Here's Katie. Good job by Berggren getting the puck into the corner. Anna Sem goes after it there. Tapped out along the boards. Brooklyn Mock at neutral ice. She'll skate it over the line. Mock to Foley. Abby Foley with a puck in the corner. Poke checked away by DeBrito. Now Anna Sem will pick it up. There's a shot over the top of the net. Now Foley will get it. That was off the stick of DeMuth. Puck behind the net. Harris battling there. Puck still behind the net. Over to the far side. Now Katie Berggren. Here's Katie. She'll gain the zone. Sends a shot. It was partially blocked. Otters get a change here. Here comes Brooklyn Mock. You know what she's going to do. She's just going to skate it. Here's Brooklyn Mock at neutral ice. Still with the puck. Curls along the boards. Sends it out high to Brimhall. Here's Brimhall. Has Hannah Johnson in front of her. She's going to skate it herself. Brimhall had it poke checked away. Had Hannah go in the other direction. Sent in by Nelson. Puck goes behind the net. Picked up by Kestelut. Kestelut behind her own net. Either by Hannah Johnson. And then here comes Brimhall back behind the net. Hannah in the corner. Playing it through the slush. Hannah will hold it up on the boards. Kick it onto her feet. Controls the puck. Pops out into the slot. And then sent out. But Katzenmeyer will settle it down and send it in. How do we get a line change? They stretch the ice on a bad change. The Otters. Now here's Dutz. And a good play by Brindley Harris defensively. Freshman Harris to sophomore Brindley Scholl. Two Brindleys on the ice. With it now is Dutz. Dutz. Right side pass. Shot there. Saved by Sem. And she gets on top of that one and makes the save. Shots on goal 14 for Marshall and 6 for the Otters. And the face-off will be to the right of LSM. Ashton Wohlers will take the draw here against Elsie Dutz. And here come the Otters the other direction. Brindley Scholl to Ashton Wohlers. Ashton back to Scholl. Scholl walks in. Shot save made. Rebound out front through the slot. And it's picked up and carried out of the zone by Brianna Foley. Now to DeBrito. Rachel gained the zone. Sends it in. Ashton Wohlers with good speed going after it. In the corner. And now the defender, Ava Colander, will skate it up. She'll send it in behind the zone. Picked up by Rachel DeBrito. Backhands it over to Brindley Harris. Tried to send it to the center, and after it there is DeMuth. DeMuth behind the net. Kicks it in her skates. DeMuth out to the point to Colander. Shot tipped over to the corner. Puck behind the net, centering pass, and Scholl is after it. Here comes Brindley Scholl. Makes a move. Poke checked away from her. Other direction. Here comes DeMuth. DeMuth walking in. Shot there. Tried to tuck it in the upper right-hand corner. Send it behind the net. Now to Foley. Foley behind the net to Mock, and a goal. Mock with the 1-T from Foley, and it's 3-0. That was a nice pass and a nice finish. Second goal of the game by Mock. Abby Foley will get an assist. We'll see if there's a third assist. And it's 3-0 Marshall here on the Park Region scoreboard. Face-off draw. Katie Berggren. Katie in the corner. 16 and 26. Foley and DeMuth get assists. Here comes Mock the other direction. Over the line. Walks in. Toe drag shot. That gets a pipe. And she runs into the goalie. Net is off. And so 3-0 now. 15 shots on goal for Marshall and 8 for the Otters. And Anna Sem's going to take the draw here for the Otters. Off the face-off. And Sem gets on top of that one. So just a kind of a fluttering shot towards the goal. Again, 3-0 Marshall here with 11:02 to play in the second period. Otters win the draw. Katzenmeyer behind the net. Over to Katie Berggren. That's going to be picked up out to center ice. And it's carried back the other direction by Emmy DeMuth. She'll go for a skate. Emmy DeMuth behind the net. And Kenzie Zender is going to be called for a trip. So the goaltender, Stelter, comes off. Puck sent. Otter just got to touch it here and get on the kill. And so penalty there on Zender for tripping at 6:25 of the period. So 6:25, Kenzie Zender for a trip. And here comes the Tiger power play unit. And the Otters on the penalty kill here. It's going to be Hannah Johnson and Aubrey Nelson, Rachel DeBrito and Shea Katzenmeyer. Hannah will take the draw here against Mock. Hannah wins the draw. Here's Rachel with it now. Clears it around the boards. Aubrey Nelson trying to get after it. Back in the corner. Battle for the puck there. Comes out to Colander. Sends one on. That's tipped there. Picked up out front. Sent in the corner. Katzenmeyer will send it. And Aubrey Nelson's going to hustle after it. Aubrey Nelson going after it behind the net. Play it over the near boards. Puck at neutral ice. Mock, head man pass and an offsides call here against Marshall. So Marshall is offsides here with 10:02 to play in the second period and a 3-0 lead here for Marshall. Here's Wohlers to take the draw here against Mock. So minute 27 left in the penalty to Kenzie Zender. Face-off won by the Otters. Rachel DeBrito will send it. And Avery Tonneson will hustle back after it. Avery after it. Back behind the net. That's Emmy DeMuth. At neutral ice. DeMuth, an 8th grader. Wow. It's a good Marshall team. We got a lot of respect for this team here, even though they ride their first line like crazy. But that's their decision. Their goaltender also last year played every minute. All right, Ashton Wohlers will take the draw against Mock. On the faceoff, Brooklyn Mock over the line, walking in, high slot area. Mock in front of her own bench, right side. Mock walking in, pass right side to DeMuth. DeMuth behind the net. That's Peyton DeMuth. They try to tuck it right side of the net. Save made by Sem. Battle for the puck. Peyton DeMuth picks it up, walks in. The slot area shot side of the net. Here's Emmy DeMuth with it now. This is a Marshall team is going to be a team to reckon with. They're going to win their section, I think. They're pretty good. I don't want to be predicting early, but they got a lot of good talent, a lot of young players as well. Peyton DeMuth behind the net, tried to center it. Good stick by DeBrito. Comes out to Brooklyn Mock along the near boards, walks in. Right side. Power play down to 16, the penalty kill. And Avery Tonneson bothers enough so the puck comes out to neutral. To the right side. They spread the ice nicely. Get over the line. DeBrito will send it now. That'll do it for the power play. And Hannah Johnson, Aubrey Nelson, and Maddie Brimwell come on for the Otters. Otters trail 3-1. Hannah Johnson battling in the corner. Poke checked away by Aubrey Nelson. Hannah trying to get it back. Battling on the boards. Taps into the corner. After it now is Dutz behind the net. She'll play it out to the wing. After it is Aubrey Nelson. Hits it along the boards. And with the puck now is Dutz. Good play there by Hannah Johnson along the boards to steal that one. He gets it off to Maddie Brimhall. Now Maddie up the left side. Maddie will gain the zone. Walks in. Sends a hard shot on a juicy rebound. Kenzie Zender tries to keep it in. Now Hannah will keep it in along the near boards. Keeps it forward. Here's Hannah walking in near side. Makes the move. Down in the corner. Against Colander. Good job by Aubrey Nelson as well. Good battles going on there in the corner. See who comes out with it. Hannah comes out with a puck in the corner. Still with it down there. Out to Aubrey. They try to send it out front, and it's tapped out of there by Elsie Dutz. There's a shot, and Sem makes the save. Made the initial save. Had to jump on top of that one. 3-0 Marshall Tigers over the Otters right now. 7:21 to go. Just a little over halfway through the game. And so Rachel DeBrito defensively along with Brindley Harris and Ella Dirkman, Ashlyn Wohlers, and Avery Tonneson. Pardon me, Brindley Scholl. Ashlyn Wohlers and Tonneson pass over to the right side. Picked up by Peyton DeMuth. Peyton DeMuth shot in the slot over the top of the net. That was Brooklyn Mock. Ripped that one over the top of the net. And get our third line out against their first line. They play their first line so much. So face-off now will be the left of LSM. Off the face-off, DeBrito in the corner. Kicks it back out. The Tigers keep the pressure on here. DeBrito after it. Tried to get it up along the boards. Played back into the corner. Foley with the puck now centers it for Mock. Katie Bergen trying to get a stick on it. It's kept in at the point by Ava Colander. And now Brindley Scholl makes a move. Or Brindley Harris. Brindley Harris up the left side. Tried to get it to Anna Sem. Puck comes out to neutral ice. Here comes Brooklyn Mock over the line. Tried to pass to the right side, but a good stick. DeMuth with it now. Peyton DeMuth behind the net, tried to center it. Anna Sem clears it but not out. Shot from the point and a goal. Long shot and a goal, 4-0 Marshall. So the Tigers make it 4-0. And on the goals, number 25, Lucy Pearson. We'll get the assists here in just a minute. 4-0 here. 19 shots on goal, 4 goals for the Tigers. 9 shots on goal for the Otters, and Stelter has not been tested here tonight through 2 periods. Tigers win the draw. They'll play it left side. Centering pass out front. Puck loose in the slot. DeMuth with the assist. That's Peyton DeMuth with the assist. She's got a pair of helpers so far. And again, face off here now. Ashton Wohlers to the right of goaltender Ella Sem. Comes out to the point. Shot there. Near boards, tipped into the corner. Katzenmeyer after it. Now back behind the net. Picked up by Dutz. Dutz behind the net. Centering pass. Comes out high. Shot to the point. Blocked there by Wohlers. Good job by Ashton Wohlers. And after it now, in the corner, Avery Tonneson. Brindley Scholl comes in. Played behind the net, though, and Dutz is there, and she'll skate it out. There are a lot of good skaters on this. Good poke check that time by Hannah Johnson at neutral. Pass to the near side. Good anticipation by Kenzie Zender. Otters with an opportunity through traffic. Near side. Hannah will pick it up. Back the other direction. Hannah Johnson walks in. Gives it over to Maddie Brimhall. Maddie with the puck. Plays it down in the corner to Tonneson. Avery out to the point. Brindley Harris. She'll send one. Right side, and a save made by Stelter. Little pressure there finally by the Otters. Started with that Johnson poke check at neutral ice. So Otters trail 4-0 here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. And Hannah will take the draw here against Mock. And the Tigers win the draw. They'll ring the boards over to Foley on the near boards. Now Brimhall. Foley keeps it in. Abby Foley. Now to Mock. Shot left of the net. Picked up by Colander. Colander at the point. Aubrey Nelson tries to chip it out into the slot. And Hannah Johnson will pick it up. Hannah at neutral. It's poke checked away from her by Foley. Foley, puck in her skates in the corner. Centers it out. Shot. Save and a rebound and a goal, and it's 5-0. So a puck went into the corner. There was a centering pass. And Peyton DeMuth with the goal. And number 15, Mock, is going to get an assist. So Peyton DeMuth with the goal. And Brooklyn Mock is going to get credit with 1 assist. So 5-0. Fergus Falls here, or trailing. 4:35 to play in the second period. Face off. Going to be won here by the Otters. And here comes a breakaway opportunity by Kenzie Zender. Over to another goal. Guess who? Number 15. They play this line the whole game. But why not, I guess, if they're going to do it. Brooklyn Mock with the goal. And Peyton DeMuth with the assist. And it's 6-0. Maybe, again, 6-0. We'll get the assists on this one. So 6-0 Marshall here, and Anna Sem will take the draw for the Otters. Face-off is won by Fergus Falls. Foley with assists, Peyton DeMuth with an assist, Brooklyn Mock with a goal. Puck played over the line, picked up here now by the Otters and played in there by Ella Dirkman. Ella Dirkman played. She gets off now. Here comes Brindley Scholl. Comes out to neutral, picked up by Zender. Circles it back the other direction. Otters need to take better care of that puck. Sent in. Kind of a back is Emmy DeMuth. Nice clean breakout here by Marshall. Here's a 2-on-2. Over the line with the puck now is Dutz. sends a shot on and a weak goal, and it's 7-0. Time of this goal is going to come at 13:31, 7-0. So just a soft shot that finds the back of the net. Elsa Dutz with the goal, number 10. And it's 7-0 Marshall. Ashton Wohlers on the draw. Here's Wohlers with it now. So assists on that go to number 27, Emmy DeMuth, and number 13, Krogh. The goal scored by number 10, Elsie Dutz. Over to the far side, in the Otter zone still. They'll play it along the wall down in the corner. And with a puck, Brooklyn Mock still with a puck. Drops it there for Emmy DeMuth. Out front, shot, save made, puck in the slot. And here comes Harris. Tried to skate it out, poke checked away. Along the boards, Abby Foley. Ashton Wohlers taps it, gets it out of the zone. And the Tigers will regroup here and give it over to Brooklyn Mock. Peyton DeMuth, shot and a save made by LSM. Otters trail 7-0 here with 2:27 to play in the period. Pass too far ahead there for Aubrey Nelson. We get an icing call. 2:23 to play here in the second period. Otters trail 7-0 here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. Off the face-off, it's won by the Otters, but the Otters put it out to the point, and it's picked up by the Tigers. And now Shea Katzenmeyer with it. She'll head up ice. Here's Shea. She'll gain the zone. Katzenmeyer down below the goal line. Back behind the net. Hannah Johnson poke checks it away. Hand in the corner, kicks it behind the net. Brimhall down by her. Needs someone out in front of the net. Here's Hannah with a puck. Still in the corner. Now to Brimhall. Behind the net. Brimhall. Let's get that puck to the net, girls. Shot there, tipped in the corner. Hannah in the corner with it now. Johnson with a puck. Centers it out front to Aubrey Nelson, who fans on that pass. Came into the slot. Aubrey taps it forward. Aubrey will send it back in. Hannah will go back after it in the near corner. Over to the far side. Chipped off the wall. Line change here for the Otters. Ella Dirkman, Katie Berggren, Anna Sem. Picked up by Berggren. Here's Katie with the puck in the high slot. Walks in, sends a shot. Puck in the slot. Kick forward, battle for it. And a save made by Stelter. Good job that time by Katie Berggren. Minute 13 to play in the period. Second period, Otters trail by a score of 7-0 here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. Anna Sem will take the draw against Brooklyn Mock. Face-off is controlled here by Marshall. Picked up by Krogh. Krogh sends it ahead. Now they're playing Brooklyn Mock with different forwards here as well. I don't know if she's left the ice too much tonight. Good player, not taking that away, but maybe you want to try to create some more depth. Yep, she's a very, very good hockey player. 45 seconds ago, it's dug out of there nicely by Berger, and Katie will send it in. Avery Tunnison comes on, as does Ashton Wohlers. There goes Brooklyn Mock, walks in, toe drag shot. Good tie up there defensively though by Avery Tunnison. Shot on Sem, puck loose. Mock controlled it. She's very strong. She's a junior. Put her into the corner. Tapped out, but it's kept in by the Tigers. Tigers just having their way here. 13 seconds to go in the period. Centering pass out front. Shot, save made. Puck is loose. No goal. 8.5 seconds to go in the period. So Otters trail 7-0 here with 8.5 seconds to go in the period. Good save that time by LSM. And here comes the face-off. Quick shot there, goes side of the net, down to 6 seconds ago. Here's Zender with the puck. She sent it forward to hit Wohlers. Out to center, and that'll do it. That's the end of the second period. As the Tigers lead it 7-0 on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. Park Region, service beyond the connection. We'll come back with our Minnesota Motor break after this timeout.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Between muddy roads and dusty drives, your car takes a beating. Keep it shining with an unlimited car wash membership at Splash Express. Upgrade to the Platinum for a rust inhibitor, hot wax, and ceramic coating in one bundle. Stop by Splash Express next to Premier Meats in Fergus Falls.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
And we're back here in Marshall, and the Tigers lead at 7-0 after 2 periods of play. Shots on goal, Marshall 29 and Fergus Falls 10. And there was a few flashes where the Otters generated some offense, but right now we have a hat trick already for Brooklyn Mock, and we're halfway through the game. And she has 3 goals and an assist so far. Let's walk through the scoring in the second period. It was 2-0 in favor of Marshall after the first 17 minutes of play. And then the Tigers get on the board. It's the second of the game for Brooklyn Mock, assisted by Peyton DeMuth and also by Abby Foley. Marshall scores again. This time it is number 25, Lucy Pearson, with an assist to Peyton DeMuth. Then Peyton DeMuth scores, and she's assisted by Brooklyn Mock, making it 5-0. And then it's another goal by Brooklyn Mock, and that was her hat trick, and that was assisted by Peyton DeMuth and also number 22, Abby Foley. And then one more goal scored. It's Elsa Dutz, and she's assisted by Krogh and also by Emmy DeMuth. So right now the Otters find themselves in a deep hole here, first game of the year, but you got to play all the periods and see if we can come out and win this period. We'll take another break and come back with more on our Minnesota Motor period break. Otters trail 7-0 on the Park Region scoreboard. Park Region, service beyond the connection.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Mark Johnson back with you. Otters trail it by a score of 7-0 here in Red Baron Arena down in Marshall. And again, I've talked about this facility. I remember coming here for some youth hockey tournaments, and just really a nice setup here, and great place to watch a game. But right now the Otters trail by a score of 7-0. Again, shots on goal 29-10 in favor of the Tigers. And again, the Otters gave up a power play goal and a shorthanded goal in this one thus far. But again, you just want to kind of turn the page here and see if you can win the period. And I just want to be improving here again. Just really an excellent team. It's just, you don't think of Marshall as being a great hockey town, but they, this girls program here, they got some good young players, and this is a fairly young team as well. And they're winning it here by a score of 7-0. And again, last night, congratulations to Chris Grabowski and the Otter boys football team on a state tournament berth, and really had a great season, 8-3 on the year, and ended up running into a very good Marshall team and losing 36-14 last night down in Alexandria. And again, shout out to Hillcrest tonight. Again, the Hillcrest football team with a 40-38 win last night over Mabel Canton. So that was really a big deal. They go to the semifinals next Thursday down at U.S. Bank Stadium. What a thrill that would be, huh? To play in U.S. Bank Stadium. Running Stitches is your local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. Running Stitches Embroidery. Again, Minnesota Motor Company brings us our period breaks, and appreciate their sponsorship of so many things and all of our sponsors in our games. Take another timeout and come back with more. Again, the Otters trail 7-0. You're listening to Girls Hockey on Channel 977, also streaming on the Fergus Now app and on the KBRF YouTube channel.
The 2025 model year closeout pricing has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have just a handful of new 2025 Chevy and Buick vehicles remaining, and all of them are at their lowest prices of the year. From the Chevy Blazer to the Buick Enclave, you won't want to miss out on these great deals. Contact the sales team for more information.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Hey, we're back here at Red Baron Arena as the Otters trail it by a score of 7-0. The Otters only mustering 11 shots on goal through the first two periods, and Marshall putting 29 shots on the Otters here in game one of the 2025-26 season. Here again, let's take a look at the Otters schedule and just kind of see what's going to be upcoming for Fergus Falls. And again, Wilmer on the next Thursday, that'll be a broadcast game on November 13th, and it'll be Sartell. And then Wayzata and Alexandria, Minnesota River, St. Cloud, Northern Lakes. And then kind of a Section 8 swing up to East Grand Forks and Thief River Falls. And then take on River Lakes, Wilmer. And then East Grand a second time. Brainerd, Little Falls, Thief River, Alex, St. Cloud. And then Brainerd, that game that we thought was on Tuesday, which Derek corrected me on, is on Thursday, January 22nd. And then Detroit Lakes and River Lakes to wind out the season. So it'll be a fun season here. A lot of hockey yet to be played. And again, this game just underway, this season just getting started. A couple weeks of practice. And here comes the Otters. They'll come out of the locker room and get things started here and see if we can get some offense mustered in this one. But again, the firepower of that first line has been very, very evident in this game. We've seen that first line as far as points alone. Let me count them here. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 points just from that first line here in the first two periods. So we shall see. But it's another opportunity to improve and get better in this third period. And we're just going to keep things rolling here. Again, keep our heads high and not get too wound up after game one. Take another break and then come back with more. Again, it's the Otters and the Tigers. Tigers lead at 7-0 here on the Park Region scoreboard.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Lake Region Healthcare joins you in shouting loud, cheering strong, and jumping for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority at Lake Region Healthcare.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
For over 50 years, Ottertail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Ottertail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles to Quality Toyota to get a great deal, and we've done it 13 times.
Quality Toyota.
Hey, we're back. We got a fresh sheet of ice here, and the Otters will be coming out of the locker room here shortly. And last time they started the period with a lot of puddles behind the goal line. It didn't cause anybody to give up a goal in that, but it's hard to play on that surface. And a lot of times officials will check the ice and make sure that the ice is not so wet. It's, I think, a really frustrating thing for a player to be stick handling in a puddle, but hopefully they'll pay attention to that a little bit and let that ice set up. I know sometimes when you're transitioning from fall into the winter season like that, you know, the certain ice plants are just the way it is. It's, or sometimes the Zamboni driver puts too much water on behind the net. So we'll take one more short break and we'll drop the puck on period number 3.
The 2025 model year closeout pricing has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have just a handful of new 2025 Chevy and Buick vehicles remaining, and all of them are at their lowest prices of the year. From the Chevy Blazer to the Buick Enclave, you won't want to miss out on these great deals. Contact the sales team for more information.
Minnesota, Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
All right, we're back. The Otters are coming back out on the ice. And we'll see if the officials do check the, the wetness out this time. And I think they are going down in the corner and actually, well, they're just checking the door. But 17 minutes on the clock and a 7-0 lead here for Marshall. The Otters, just want to see them generate some offense here, but Tigers right now really taking it to Fergus Falls in this one thus far. We got one more period to play here, though, but we'll start this third period in running time. So if you get over in the third period, it's a 6-goal deficit. You have to get it under 6. Otherwise, it is running time. All right, here we go. Ashton Wohlers will take the draw here against Elsie Dutz. So Wohlers will take the draw here for the Otters. Now it's going to be played forward. DeBrito will pick it up. Rachel along the boards. Comes, yeah, good. They cleared the zone here now, so they'll send it back out to neutral and then into the Otter offensive zone. Back behind the net. Leaning in is Tonneson. Puck stops in the puddle. Here's DeBrito. DeBrito sent it behind the net. Otters will change lines here. Hannah Johnson comes out, picks it off. Hannah walks in, makes a move. Hannah in on goal, backhand, still with it, sends it out front. Oh! And Avery Tonneson just about had it there. So Tonneson with Johnson and Brimhall, and Katzenmeyer steals away. We got a 2-on-2. Katzenmeyer over the line, sends it to the far corner. Here's Hannah with it. She'll pick it up. Try to play it through the mud puddle. Hannah will bat along the boards along with Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey will dig it out of there. Good job by Aubrey. Sends it out to the point. Zender with a shot. It's up off the stick there of Elsie Dutz. And again, good effort that time by the Otters offensively. And so 15:48 to play. Again, we're in running time. 7-0 is the score here. Face-off won by the Tigers. Now Peyton DeMuth had it momentarily. Backhanded in to the zone. Maddie Brimhall is going to get off. Hannah Johnson on the forecheck. Gets a stick on it. Over to the corner. Peyton DeMuth to neutral. Tapped out of there. Katie Berggren. Good job by Katie. Katie behind the net. Walks in near side. Shot there. And as Brooklyn Mock gets a stick on it. Pass out to neutral. Brooklyn Mock taps it forward. 2-on-1 with Peyton DeMuth. Pass over to Peyton DeMuth. Shot. And a glove save there by Ella Sem. We'll get a look at that one again. Ella moving to her left. Making a nice save and a play on that one. Pass over and slides to her left and makes a great save. 15 minutes to go in the game. Running time. Here's Anna Sem. On the face-off. Played in. Save Ella Sem. Pressure once again. Top line for the Tigers against the Otters. Third line here. Here's Brooklyn Mock. Just having her way now. Skating around with the puck. Near side pass. Comes to Lucy Pearson. Picked off there by Anna Sem. Couldn't control it. And Katie Berggren gets the puck out of the zone. Now the puck played was tapped up and out of play there as Kenzie Zinder tried to get it deep. And so 7-0 again is the score here on the Park Region scoreboard in favor of Marshall. Ashton Wohlers will take the draw here against Elsie Dutz. And the Otters going to win the draw. Katzenmeyer to Zender. Shot on, and Sem makes the save. So Ella Sem has stopped 25 of 32 shots. And Lily Stelter, who had 6 shutouts last year, is shut out the Otters so far. The Otters only mustering 12 shots on goal. Puck comes out near side. Good job by Avery Tonneson. Get a stick on that one. Centering pass out front. Goes left of the net by the Tigers. Back behind the puck now is Dutz with it. Still with the puck. Sends it out front. Tapped out of there by Sem. Now to Avery Tonneson. Avery will bring it up the left side. Avery will wheel. Stays on it. Avery back behind the net. Pulls up. Pick it up. Strong in the corner. Good job by Avery. Good puck protection. Brindley Scholl comes in to assist. Puck goes over to the far side. And the puck comes to Krogh. Here's Krogh up the left side. Bothered there by Hannah Johnson. Loses an edge. Shot there over the top of the net. 12:55 to play here in the game. Running time, 7-0 Otters Trail. Shot there. Ella Sem kicks it over to the far side. Rachel DeBrito comes in defensively. Now Hannah will pick it up. Otters are without Brooke Zierden. Battle for the puck and neutral ice. And here comes a shot there off the stick there of Peyton DeMuth. Goes up and out of play. Kind of leaned in there and made a strong play, and it just went up out of play off one of the Otter sticks. We're going to face off to the left of LSM. Otters trail 7-0 here with 12:15 to play. Hannah Johnson on the draw. Otters will win the draw. Tap it out to neutral. Aubrey Nelson. Now it's picked up, and here comes Shea Katzenmeyer. Up the right side. Shea will bring it over the line. Down in the corner. Pulls it back out. Centers it. Comes into the front of the net. Or the far side. Maddie Brimhall will send it back in. Otters check back up. Hannah will go on the forecheck. Near side pass picked off by Nelson. Here's Aubrey with the puck. Along the near boards. Bumped off the puck there by Peyton DeMuth. DeMuth behind the net, bothered by Johnson. Good play there by Brimhall. Otters a little bit of zone pressure here. Hannah down the corner. Battling with the puck. Pops out. Aubrey Nelson will try to get a stick on. Kept in by Zender. Shot left of the net. Otters finally with some zone time here. Puck played behind the net over to the far side as Ella Dirkman comes on with Katie Berggren, and here comes Peyton DeMuth. She'll gain the red line and send it deep. Sem will stop it behind the net with 11:15 to play in the hockey game. Pass off the stick of Katie Berggren, picked up by Anna Sem. Sent in behind the net. Battle for the puck behind the net, and it's taken away by Brooklyn Mock. Here's Mock up the right side. Already has a hat trick. Leans in. Mock. Fans on the shot. Picked up by Dirkman. There you show a little bit of tiredness, but she's a really good player. A lot of minutes. Brooklyn Mock over the line. Sends it out front. Comes to Walling. So she's centering a couple lines now. Comes out to high slot area. Kept in. Shot there. Goes wide right. Emmy DeMuth will send it back down to Abby Foley. Abby Foley down the corner. Battling there. Picked up by Mock. Mock behind the net with the puck. Cycles it back down low. Goes to the net. Abby Foley there against Harris. Puck comes out front. Backhand save. Puck is loose, and it's cleared out of there by Brindley Harris. And the Otters will get a change here. Dumped in. Emmy DeMuth, she's an 8th grader. Really good skater for an 8th grader. Good size. This Marshall team is going to be a team to be reckoned with. And the Otters lost to them 3-2 in the consolation overtime last year. Puck at neutral. Way the other direction is Krogh. Krogh into the corner. Kinsey Zender will try to chip it along the boards. And the Otters will move it out of their own end. And here comes Brindley Scholl. Gains the line. Abby Schumann getting some ice time here as well. Here's Abby Schumann after it, right side. And Ashley Duckwitz as well. 4th line for the Otters getting some ice time. And also, here we go. Otters back at it. Duckwitz after it. Played over to the far side. Otters trail 7-0 here with 8:54 to play. Running time. Clock's been moving, running the whole time here in the third period. Here's Hannah Johnson. She'll tap it forward. Hannah hustling after it on the forecheck. Hannah still on the puck. Picked up. Aubrey Nelson walks in. Now to Hannah Johnson. Try to go to the side. Behind the net. Hannah Johnson with it. Out in front of the net. Had a pair of goals here last year. Sends it out. Shot there low on the ice. Otters getting a lot of different players in here. That was Peyton Wolden. Otters keep the pressure on here. To the far side. Brimhall will play it. Nope, but it's going to come out to neutral ice. Back after it is DeBrito. DeBrito, near side. At neutral ice. Played into the Otter zone. And an icing call here against the Tigers. 7:52 to play. Otters trail 7-0 here on the Park Region scoreboard. Face-off will be to the right of Lily Stelter, who stopped all 13 shots she has faced. Anna Sem will take the draw here, along with Katie Berggren and Ella Dirkman. Face-off won by the Otters. Comes out to Katzenmeyer. Katzenmeyer will send it back down below the goal line. Anna Sem with it. Battling there in the far corner. Anna will turn it back, try to send it out front for Katie Berggren. pops out to neutral. Zender will pick it up. Now she'll go to Katzenmeyer ahead to Bergeron. Bergeron tried to get it deep, but Brooklyn Mock was there. Battle for it right at neutral ice here. Dug out of there by Mock, but it comes out to Katzenmeyer sticks. Shea with good patience. Tried to get it to Anisem. Picked off, and now number 25, Lucy Pearson, goes for a skate. She loses it. Otters will just clear it down the ice. Good touch that time by Katzenmeyer. Back behind the net. Out to neutral ice. Rachel DeBrito. Centering pass for Avery Tonneson. She'll turn it back the other direction. Here's Avery with the puck. Still with it. Down the corner. Pulls back up. Sends it out to Brindley Harris. Sends one wide right of the net. Ashton Rollers will send it out to the point. DeBrito winds. There's a low shot. Takes a bad hop. And after it is Tonneson, and she was cleared out of there. And here comes Brooklyn Mock taking off the puck. Good job there by Scholl. Ahead to Tonneson. A little too far for her. And we get an icing call against the Otters. So an icing call in Fergus Falls. Here was 6:07 to play in the hockey game. Otters trail 7-0. Again, we'll have our quality player of the game in our post-game show, brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. 5:52 to play. Face-off. Sent to the near side. Ashley Duckwitz and Abby Schumann. Far side pass. Here comes Abby Schumann up the right side. She'll get it deep. 5:31 to play. That went on goal, and Stelter made the save. So good job that time by Stelter. She'll make that save, and then we'll get a face-off in the Tiger zone with 5:15 and counting to go in this one. Here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. So 7-0 Marshall. Hannah Johnson on the draw here against Peyton DeMuth. And Hannah's just pushing people around. She's going to win the draw. Gets the puck. Just sheer will on that one. Played back behind the net. Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey with it there. Brimhall comes over. Out to center. Hannah Johnson picks it off. Hannah still with the puck. Sends one on goal. That's going to be blocked by Colander. And Aubrey Nelson comes back after it. And Aubrey is going to be called for a penalty. So, going to have a tripping call against Aubrey Nelson. And a power play here with 4:13 to play. So Nelson goes off with a trip. And we got a power play opportunity here for Throller. Brooklyn Mock is out with some different skaters here. Brindley Deacon, we haven't seen her. But Garvey, but they just keep playing the so we're set to go here. Oh, they're going to call coincidentals there, so 5-on-5. So we'll get another forward out there. So Wohlers is going to come out with Hannah Johnson and Maddie Brimhall. Defensively, Zender and Katzenmeyer. Hannah wins the draw. Kinsey Zender to the wing. Picked up by Hannah. Comes out to neutral ice. Otters will go on the forecheck. Ashton Wohlers hard after it. Behind the net. To the wing. Picked up here by Zender. Here's Kinsey. Zender. Near side pass is picked off, though, by Pearson. Pearson walks in. Shot. Rebound pops out and is picked up by Katzenmeyer. Katzenmeyer to Hannah. Hannah poke checked away by Brooklyn Mock. Hannah Johnson will come and steal it away from her. Now Katzenmeyer with 2:48 to play. Now to Brimhall. Now to Hannah Johnson. Catches on her backhand. She'll send it in and get a change here with 2:39 to play in a 7-0 lead here. Coincidentals. Penalties. Mock walks in. Toe drag shot. Isaac Younger, if you're listening, that was one of your beauties there. You scored a lot of those. He's one of the assistants on the boys team. Here's DeBrito. Right side, DeBrito skates up, right side, walks in. Rachel, side of the net, and couldn't get a shot off. And the net is pushed off. 2:09 to play. Otters was 2-0 after 1, 7-0 after 2. And we're set to go here. The face-off will be to the right. Here, goaltender Stelter, who played every single game last year. What do you do if somebody gets hurt? I know there's times you can get other folks playing, but that's why I'm broadcasting. Schumann tried to tap into the zone. It goes up and out of play with 1:35 to play. And both Aubrey Nelson and Abby Foley come out of the box here. 1:25 and the clock moving here. Anna Katie Berggren and Ella Dirkman. Face off right in front of the Marshall bench. Again, we'll name our quality player of the game in our post-game show. Brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. Puck to the far side of the boards, and Anna Sem battling. They're down to 1 minute remaining in the hockey game. Katie Berggren tried to go through traffic, poke checked away, picked up by Foley. And Abby Foley tried to skate it out of there. She'll circle it back. Tried to get it for Brooklyn Mock. Picked up by Katzenmeyer. Mock's going to get it back. 41 seconds left. She'll walk in. Good job by Katz on a poke check. And then Ella Dirkman sends it forward for Anna Sem. Anna Sem tried to cut it back. Otters draw a penalty. Otters walk in. Shot there by Dirkman. Dirkman will pick it up behind the net. And they touch the puck. And that'll do it as they get the penalty called. That'll probably be the game. So penalty called on Marshall. And 7.2 seconds to go. And that'll be the hockey game. The Marshall Tigers win it by a score of 7-0. 7-0 is their final score. We'll come back with our post-game show after this break. And we'll talk to head coach Isaac Vattenstall after he talks to the gals down in the locker room. Shots on goal, 34 for Marshall and 14 for Fergus Falls. We'll come back with more, again, as the post-game show begins, as the Otters lose it here by a score of 7-0.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Hey, we're back here. Mark Johnson with you as our post-game show begins right now. And again, we will talk to first-year coach Isaac Vattenstall. Let's run through the scoring in this one and a game summary. And so the Tigers get on the board early in this one in the first period as number 10, Elsie Dutz, scores. She's assisted by number 18, Brianna Foley. That was a power play goal. And then the Tigers get a shorthanded goal And it is Brooklyn Mock scoring her first of 3, and that was assisted by number 25, Lucy Pearson. Marshall comes back, and they score 5 goals in the second period, and it is a 3-0 lead off the stick of Brooklyn Mock, assisted by Peyton DeMuth and Abby Foley. And then Marshall makes it 4-0 on a goal from Lucy Pearson. And Peyton DeMuth getting an assist on that one, made it 4-0. Marshall still in the second period. It's Peyton DeMuth with the goal, and the assist going to Brooklyn Mock. And then that same first line picks up another goal. It's Brooklyn Mock's goal, Peyton DeMuth with an assist, and Abby Foley an assist. And then there's a goal later in the second period, and it was Elsie Dutz with a goal, and that was assisted by Brielle Felton Krogh, and by number 27, Emmy DeMuth. I made it 7-0. There were no goals scored in the third period. In the first period, the shots on goal were 11-5 in favor of the Tigers, and then following that, the Otters with 5 shots in the second period, 18 for Marshall, shots 29-10 after 2 periods, and then the final shots 34-14. And so 27 saves for 34 shots for Anna Sem, and Lily Stelter, who had 6 shutouts last year, gets the shutout. She stops all 14 shots that the Otters faced in that one. We'll take another break, and then we'll come back with more, and we'll talk to head coach Isaac Vattenstall as our post-game show continues.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you
where to eat.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you
where to eat.
Mark Johnson back with you as our post-game show continues. And again, a reminder, state semifinal football, 9-man football, Hillcrest and Kitson County Central. Jason Ritzloff for the call on KJ Country next Thursday. Wow, that'll be exciting. 4 o'clock start, 3:45 or so pregame show. And then the next girls hockey broadcast will be against Wilmer, as the Otters will take on Wilmer, and that's at home. So the Cardinals will come to town, and the Cardinals lost to this Marshall team by the same score of 7-0. But we're going to have some days of practice here now and just kind of regroup and see if we can turn the page here. So still waiting for head coach Isaac Vattenstall to come up. And again, a tough one here for the Otters here tonight, down 2-0 after 1 and 7-0 after 2. And then the Otters blank the Tigers in the third period. So Isaac is making his way here, and we'll get some thoughts from him on this one, and then we'll turn the page and look forward to playing Wilmer. So we can only use one microphone, so I got to use my headset like this. So, all right, I'll give Isaac a chance to catch his breath, but you're in a lot better shape than I am. So, all right, so we got some rinks, you got a lot of steps, but you can slide over here a little bit, Isaac. And so 7-0, but first game for the Otters. But that first period, we knew they were going to play that first line a lot, but they just kept rolling them, every other shift too. But they were good, weren't they?
Yeah, they were good. 15-16 can move the puck really well. They're really strong too. They can get some good shots. They come at you fast, and I think, you got to tip your hat to them. They did a good job.
So second period, things unraveled a little bit. We give a 5 in that second period, but just looking, we have a lot of players back too, but some, that are just getting their first varsity experience, and it takes a little bit, doesn't it?
It takes a little bit, and I think the theme in the second period for us was turnovers. We had a lot of turnovers, blue line, red line, areas that we shouldn't have had. Players trying to beat somebody one-on-one, and I think that was probably the hardest thing. And we do have young players that are coming up, but at the same time, I think it was the turnovers and trying to do things by ourselves that kind of hurt us in that second.
And then we blank in the third period, and we did have some zone time, a couple of our lines a few times, and it was good to see that too. And it's the first game, and I know there's always first, but it gives you a chance to get prepared for Wilmer now.
Yeah, well, and I think I told the coaches before this that if we lose 10-1, but we focus on the shift and we focus on our process to get to where we want to be, the score doesn't really bother me. Obviously, we don't want to lose. We want to be able to have a winning schedule. But I think the biggest thing for us was just making sure that we understand where we were weak, and being able to come back to Monday and understand that and work on it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up, Isaac, and then Wilmer, and that's always a good game too. But looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. Thanks, Mark.
All right. Thanks to Isaac Vattenstall for coming up as our post-game show continues. Now time to name our Quality Toyota Quality Player of the Game, brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. For screen printing and custom embroidery with the best in personal service around, contact Lake Country Graphics at 1223 North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls, or call them at 998-4027. Our Quality Player of the Game tonight is going to be senior defenseman number 16, Shea Katzenmeyer. Just consistently making plays, and just one thing about Shea, she's just very smart, and had a lot of good sticks, got taking care of things out in front of the net too, and just showing that senior leadership tonight. That'll do it for me, Mark Johnson. Derek Sidian, our game side engineer. Again, the Otters lose at 7-0 on the Park Region scoreboard. Park Region Service Beyond the Connection. Tune in to Craig Olson tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock on AM 1250 KBRF for the Coaches Show. Also streamed on the Fergus Now app. That is so handy. You just download it, hit Sports Stream, and there you go. Or so you can go to YouTube and search KBRF, KBRF Radio. So everybody have a good rest of the weekend.
Thank you for joining us for a special KBRF Sports video streaming presentation. Today's game is brought to you by the Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show. Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeout. Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard. Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups. Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game. The Viking Cafe and the Viking Cafe keys to the game. Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapies Incorporated. Fergus Falls Monument. Otter Tail Coaches. Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's. FM Bank. Service Food. Ugstead Plumbing and Heating. Splash Express. American Legion Post number 30 of Fergus Falls. Lake Country Graphics. LB Homes. And by Running Stitches Embroidery. We hope you enjoyed this KBRF video sports streaming presentation. You can see this game and others by going to KBRFradio.com, clicking on sports streaming, the KBRF Radio YouTube